You're watching Consumerthon. In this video, I'm going to do a review and tutorial of the Numark Mixtrack 3. Stay tuned this week and click on the playlist for other DJ controller reviews, as well as the weekly roundup comparing all of the DJ controllers. A quick question for the viewers before we get to this review. If you've purchased the Numark Mixtrack 3, how do you like it, and how long do you think that you'll be using it before you outgrow it? Please comment in the section below. And now let's get on to the review and tutorial. Let's start with the price. Make sure to check the links in the description to find the current prices, and if you purchase through those links, it'll help support this channel. The starting price for this controller is around $150, and the reason I say starting price is that it comes with limited edition software. The software this comes with is Virtual DJ LE, which is kind of okay by itself, but just know that you may want to upgrade in the future, and the cost to upgrade is either $19 a month or $300 for a one-time fee, or you can get a controller-specific version of the software, so it'll only work with this controller for $99. Another additional cost to consider is the sound card. This controller doesn't come with a sound card, and that basically just means there is no inputs or outputs on this controller except for the USB cord. So you cannot plug in a headphone to this controller without first buying a sound card for your computer. I have a Blue Yeti microphone, which I will be using today as the sound card. But I'll also put in a link for the Behringer sound card, which you can pick up for around 30 bucks. One of the things I noticed on the Numark Mixtrack 3 is don't expect to get it set up quickly. This is everything it comes with. So you've got a quick setup guide, a warranty information, as well as the user guide and the cable. The problem with setting it up is that you'll need to register in two places. You can download the Virtual DJ software, but it will not work with the LE version until you enter the code for it, and you'll need to register both on Numark as well as Virtual DJ to get this set up. So there's two registrations required, and I know that this could be simpler just if they could include the code in the paperwork that they give you with the product, but they don't. So you have to first go to the Numark website to register, and then you'll get the code from there to take to the Virtual DJ. One thing to note here is that you have somewhat small jog wheels on this controller. I'm not sure if we're supposed to be measuring from the outside or the inside of these jog wheels, but you can see that if we're looking on the outside, is probably about 4.5 inches. Inside, probably about a 4-inch jog wheel. The tops of the jog wheel are capacitive touch, so that means that you can press on them and scratch the wheel. You can also rotate the sides of the wheel while it's playing to speed up or slow down the track. The mixer is pretty standard. I can listen to what's going on this track through the headphones by pressing the headphone, turning the knob to the cube mix, and then adjusting the volume for the headphones here. So now it's playing through the headphones. If I want to listen to what's going on in the headphones, what's playing in the main speaker, I turn this all the way to the right, and this is the Q mix. Master is what's the volume control for the speaker. So if I turn this on, I turn it up or down using this. I also have a low and high pass filter. This basically just cuts down all the frequencies except for the bass. And then the high pass filter, cutting all frequencies except for the high frequencies. We've got a 3-band equalizer. You'll note if you turn everything to the far left, it doesn't cut off. This is actually an upsell right here. If you go in and buy the full version of the software, there is a menu that you can select which allows you to cut all the sound once you turn all the equalizers off. One of the items that's missing on this controller is a trim control, which would control the track volume for each one of these decks. And it is only a 2-deck controller. Moving on to the pad section, you've got 4 cue points that you can utilize. So I can add in a cue point here, and another one, and another one, and another one. Can't change the colors. These colors are all set to red. I can go back to the cue point. I can also press Shift and the cue point to delete the cue point. The software, if I expand the cue point area here, I can see all 4 of the controller cue points, and I can add an additional 2 cue points. And the snap option allows it to quantize to the nearest note, basically, when you're adding in the cue points. So that is the cue points there. The pad mode here, you've got 3 options: manual mode, loop mode, and sampler. To swap between them, press pad mode, as well as the mode that you would like to enter. So manual mode, I've got an in point, and I can put an out point. And then I can turn this on or off. I can also half it. And then shift doubles the speed. What it doesn't look like I can do from the controller is to shift this left or right. If I go to auto loop, I can set a 1-beat loop, 2-beat loop, 4-beat, or 8-beat. If I go to sampler mode, I can change the sampler here to audio effects, and I can choose between 4 audio effects. The 5th one is not selectable because that's, again, is the cue pad. So I can do a little air horn, and then a shift will stop it. Shift and pressing the pad. Important to note on the scratch pad here, wheel has to be lit up for it to work. The last thing that may not be that intuitive is how these effects parameters work here at the top of the controller. In the software, I can choose to affect 3 slots at once or just 1 slot at once. The 1 slot at once is going to give me more control over the parameters within the controller. So for instance, here I've got a filter, turning it on, and I can turn the filter lower on this side or higher. And then I've got this resonance. So that allows me to control 2 parameters. If I want to get to the other effects, I'll press effect 1 more time, and then I'll see all 3 effects here on the computer. I can press shift and the effect to cycle through them. But you'll note that I'm not going to have the 2 parameter control anymore. This isn't going to do anything at this point. And the touch strip here is going to move all of them. Now if I want to control one in particular, I'll press mode, and I'll select the one I want to edit. It'll blink, and you'll see that it does change in light gray. And now I can change 2 at a time by selecting both of those. Once I have these settings the way that I want them, I'll press mode again, and I'll just turn them on. Lastly, I can press the shift key here and go to a specific point in the song by tapping on the touch strip. And this is just a nice feature so you don't accidentally move through the song while you're pressing on the touch strip. So the pros on this controller is that it is extremely popular and inexpensive. It's at 150 bucks. You know, if you wanted something less, you could try just DJing with your laptop only. I did do another video on that. The biggest con on this controller is going to be the lack of any inputs or outputs. So you're going to rely on your computer and buying an extra sound card, and that is an additional cost. It may be better just to spend the additional money and buy a controller that has a sound card built into it, but that's a decision that you'll have to make. The full version of Virtual DJ LE, Virtual DJ 8, has some advanced scripting, and you can set up some advanced customizations, but it's not mandatory. And as a beginning DJ, there's plenty of stuff in that software that it doesn't really feel like it's a mandatory upgrade. They do say that if you're going to be a professional DJ and you're making money, you should be on a pro subscription if you are making money. Also on Virtual DJ, you have access to a library. I didn't test that. If you have tested either the karaoke video or music library on Virtual DJ, please leave those in the comments section below. Coming from a more professional, more feature-rich DJ controller, I know kind of like where they've cut some of the corners in this. And a beginner DJ may be unlikely to notice what this controller is missing as far as features. I think the takeaway is that if you have some more money, get something better. If not, then enjoy using this. So thanks for watching. Make sure to stay tuned as I create the playlist for the other reviews of the DJ controllers I'm going to be reviewing this week. Subscribe, like, and share. Do you have a consumer product that you've been thinking about buying? Leave those in the comment section below, and perhaps that'll be a product that I review next week on Consumerthon. Thanks for watching.